This week on a podcast from beneath, it's Plank Face.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. The unburied dead are coming back to life, seeking human victims.
Billy, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Mr. Poe, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, and also a little upset because I watched a movie opening weekend. I know we'll get into that later, and we'll talk about what I saw.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that here in a little bit.
Yeah.
So I guess before we get on that, we'll go ahead and get all of our segments out of the way here. So our first segment's going to be our Corpses from Beneath. You got yours ready, Mr. Poe? You may go first.
No, I can go. There's a couple of new followers on Twitter. First and foremost, I'm going to say, thank you, Mr. Tony Todd, for following us, the Candyman. Yes. That's awesome. We also have a podcast, and I know I need to listen to it. I feel like a bad person, but you've been listening to them, and it's Kim and Kate Stay Alive. They're following us now.
Yes.
So
pretty cool.
And then we also, I'm sorry, I got to say how, it'd help if I say where to follow these people.
Yeah, I know.
So Kim and Kate, their podcast, horror movie podcast. You can follow them on Twitter at KKSAM podcast. And of course you can listen to them probably on wherever you get and I'm going to use this phrase because I heard an Australian podcast use this, your favorite podcatcher. So go find it. You can find this on your favorite podcatcher.
There you go.
And then we got Don Anelli. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And he's a fan of pretty much horror films. He likes heavy metal. I love him already. And giant monsters. And he writes movie reviews. And you can follow him at Don_Anelli.
All right, cool.
So those are the ones I wanted to shout out. And, I need to listen to y'all show, Kim and Kate. Sorry I haven't yet.
Yeah, get on that. Do it right now.
I will.
You can leave this episode and go listen to it. All right, so heading over to the Slasher app. First thing here I have is there's a podcast. It's called Trash Blood Horrorcast. I've been a fan of horror since I can remember. I've been in some indie horror movies, and now I have a podcast dedicated to paranormal horror movies and comedy.
Oh,
and you can
good.
follow them on here at Trash-Blood-Horrorcast. And the next one here is Ashley Ann, and you can find her on the Slasher app at Tragedy-Ann. And she just says she's into horror, books, and vanity. And she has a bunch of emojis on here.
Cool.
A skull, some books, lips, some kind of plant, glass of wine. Looks like maybe lipstick. I hope that's what that is. But yeah, you can follow her on the Slasher app at Tragedy Ann. Billy, you want to shout out anybody?
Yes, I would like to shout out to two people that follow me on Twitter. One is writer Andrew Kevin Walker, and he has written the movie Seven and Brain Scan.
Oh, wow.
Very cool.
And Ethan Embry. I'd like to thank him. He was in that movie Dutch. He was also in Empire Records.
And he was on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, he was in The Walking Dead.
Oh, he's been in a lot of stuff.
He was in The Devil's Candy.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Which is a pretty good movie.
All right, well, that's cool. You got some big name people that are following you there.
Yes, I don't understand why they're following me. I don't really post anything cool.
I was gonna say you must feel pretty special.
Yeah. They hear this like, oh, I didn't mean to follow him. And they just
Yeah.
unfollow.
We may have had the same thing happen this morning with someone else, but I'm not going to mention that because I'm kind of heartbroken that it's not true.
Tales from Tubi TV.
So this week, my pick for Tales from Tubi from 1988 is Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bolorama. Mr. Poe, I know you're a big fan of this one.
Yes, I am. It's a real cool, campy horror movie, and plus I'm going to meet two of the actresses this weekend that were in that film.
Oh, who are you meeting this weekend?
Leanna Quigley and Brinky Stevens will be
Nice.
at the Cult Classic Convention in good old Bastrop, Texas.
Sweet. Yeah, me and Billy, we've both met Leanna Quigley. So
Yeah, I think I creeped her out.
Yes.
I think I'm going to ask her.
Ask her.
I'm a part of a podcast from Beneath, and there's this guy, he's on our show. His name's Billy. He
You
creeped
show
me
the
out.
picture of me and her. She's like, yeah, that four-eyed piece of shit.
Anyways, as part of a sorority ritual, pledges and their male companions steal a trophy from a bowling alley. Unbeknownst to them, it contains a devilish imp who makes their lives a living hell.
Also has Stooge from
It does
Night of
have
Demons
Stooge, yes.
Was this before or after?
This was after, I believe.
When was the original? Well, Night of the Demons was what, 87, 88?
I thought it was way before. I thought it was before that. I can't remember now, but I want to say this was before.
I think you're right.
I mean after. For some reason, I keep thinking like Night of the Demons was like early '80s, but I could be wrong.
So, hang on. 1988.
88. Okay, so they're both the same
Okay.
year. All right.
Cool deal.
Yeah, so like I said, you can find this for free on Tubi. You can download that on your Roku.
Mhm.
And also, this movie's getting a sequel. I think maybe this year. I know that it's part of the Full Moon Features Deadly 10 that they're working on there, where they're making 10 new movies, and this sequel to this one's one of them. So really looking forward to that one.
Yes, we'll definitely have to check that out and then do an episode about both.
Yeah, we could do that.
That'd be cool.
All right. So, Billy, you want to talk about the new music you're listening to?
Yeah. This, I've heard this band quite a few times, but I started getting back into them again. They're called Asbestos Death. They only made like 2 EPs, and I listened to a compilation that had the 2 EPs on it, and it's some really it's evil sounding, very dark stuff. 3 of those guys are in the band Sleep, and they also are in High on Fire and So if you haven't, you better check those out.
Nice. We'll have to look for them. Maybe I can find them on Spotify and add them to our playlist from Beneath.
High on Fire won a Grammy, 2018 for Best Male Performance, I think. And like he went up and he was accepting an award. He's like, I didn't really need this to know that I'm in a good band or something like that. He said, I don't play for the awards, I play for myself.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Matt Pike is his name.
All right, we'll try to check them out there.
Oh, heck yeah. I kind of like that too. That's an independent artist right there. I did it for myself, no one else.
Which I'm surprised they won a Grammy. I mean, they're good, but it's like, damn, like, you expect some like
Like they paid attention?
Yeah.
It's
They're not
usually
on a major
someone
label.
twerking that wins.
Yeah. They're not on a major label. But yeah,
All right.
that's check them out.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Today we have the big headline, and Of course, you know this show, we're behind Cthulhu 2020.
That's right.
Well, Bat Boy just had a strong finish in New Hampshire. So Cthulhu needs to get on it. And it has him waving. It's like, I want New Hampshire. Apparently, Pete the Skunk has a picture of just a regular old skunk running for Georgia Senate seat.
Nice.
So, and then vegans surround Nashville. Why are they going around Nashville?
Probably for the Nashville hot chicken.
I guess, but you know, I don't know if someone's from Nashville, tell me. But you know, Texas, we're known for meat and cows and everything. It should be surrounding Texas. Take a lot of vegans, but they can do it.
Nashville hot, some good chicken, some really hot chicken.
Yes, it is good chicken.
I'll have to go to Nashville and try it out sometime.
Unless you have an old Charlie's, they have like Nashville hot chicken stuff. It's pretty good.
I think KFC has a.
Oh God!
KFC has it.
The Colonel's everywhere, man.
See, the Funny and Die, John Goodman. That's the Colonel.
We also have Trump loses axe throwing contest. He was beaten by 3 generals, 2 senators, and a porcupine.
Porcupine.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know if porcupine can throw an axe, or Donald Trump just sucks that much at axe throwing. Who knows? Then we have the Wallingford Beast, mysterious creature stalking students at Choate Rosemary Hall in Connecticut. I probably pronounced that wrong. Apologies to Connecticut, because someone from there probably knows how to say it. And then the last one, and it's not a part of that magazine, but I thought it was funny. It was on the Twitter. Oscars. All actors to get participation awards. Everybody's a winner. So that's what I have this week for our weekly world news.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. I always like the weekly world news.
It'd be funny if they actually did that for the Oscars.
Yeah.
You're all
At least you were nominated. Yeah, at least you were nominated.
Oh man.
All right, so we're gonna have a new segment, which means this segment doesn't have an opening yet. But I think we already have a title. We'll test the title out here and see if it works. So this segment this week is gonna be Mr. Poe Goes to the Movies. Mr. Poe, what'd you see this past weekend?
Well, I saw Birds of Prey, Harley in the Emancipation something of Harley Quinn.
Oh, I think they changed it. Now it's just Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey.
Yes,
so that makes it easier.
Well, no, it doesn't just make it easier. It's properly titled now, because that's what this movie was about. I get what they're trying to do, and I'm a very open-minded dude, okay? And I went to this movie, and Margaret Robbie, you can't do wrong having her in that role. I mean, she is Harley Quinn, just like Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. That's how I hold her up on that character. But anyway, a lot of ridiculous stuff going on. I'm not going to do any spoilers. All I'm going to say is, when you make a movie like this, you kind of want it to be neutral. And I felt like it was like an attack. Like, if you're a man, you're a piece of shit, and we all hate you. And every male character in this movie was a piece of shit. Even Ewan McGregor being Black Mask, they didn't do it right, in my eyes. This is just just one man's opinion, although it doesn't really matter, because some people might get mad at my opinion. But I went in with my family to watch this movie, and even my wife didn't like it, because it was just, every man character was just they made them really bad. They were either backstabbing someone, or being an arrogant asshole, or kind of creepy. And I just didn't like how they did it. I just I don't want to go too much more into it. But yeah, that's how I felt seeing this movie, and I could not. I guess it's from my standpoint, and I really wish I saw it from a different perspective. And I want to hear people's different perspective on this. Did you like it? I mean, but this is what I took away from it.
Was it more cartoony, like the violence,
Oh,
like Deadpool in a way?
Well, kind of. I will say this. You know, it was very well shot. The action scenes were awesome. Like I said, Margot Robbie did an awesome job. You know, it's just some of the characters, man. Like Victor Zsasz, no one has done Victor Zsasz any justice except for the guy that plays him on Gotham. The Victor Zsasz they had in this movie was complete and utter trash. And Ewan McGregor was on the whiny levels of a Kylo Ren. I mean, he was just a man brat and a piece of shit.
So you didn't like this movie?
I wanted to. I went in with high
hopes. So you're saying you liked it.
I love this movie. Highly recommend it. No, I just wanted to put it out there. I guess. I mean, like I said, I might get some sort of hate from it or whatever. But I'm telling you, I went in with an open mind, like, okay, a woman director, all female cast. And it just, and I'm not saying make the male characters more likable. I'm not saying that at all. But give them some sort of substance other than being a shallow fucking shell. That's what I got out of it. They were just shallow. Like, there was no context. There was nothing, you know what I mean? You want to feel something. Like, you know, the Black Mask, when he walks into a room, you want people to fear him because he's a bad guy. But in this, I just didn't fear him. He was just a weird psychopath. That's all he was. And don't go expecting to see the Joker, which I didn't. But there's some people that ask me, was the Joker in it? I'm like, no. He isn't.
Who wants to see fucking what's his name? Jared Leto. You know, I didn't see Suicide Squad or nothing. Like, I don't want to. I'm not going to. But just when I saw the look of Jared Leto's Joker, I was like, you know what? The look would have been good if he didn't have those Hot Topic tattoos. Like, those tattoos were awful.
Yeah, no.
And like silver teeth. It's like, see, if everything was like no tattoos, he had no fucking silver teeth. If he just looked like that would have been a good look.
If they had made him like in the comic book, because the Joker in the Suicide Squad comic book, he gets his face cut off, and what he does like a Leatherface kind of thing. He attaches his face, and it's all like by stitching or string. Like, he wears his own face as a fucking mask. And it looks killer, man. It looks awesome.
Death of the Family storyline.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a phenomenal way to go with it. But I agree with you. That was a horrible rendition.
Like I said, take the tattoos away and the whatever, the look would have been fine. Because that look kind of reminded me of like the Dark Knight Returns Joker, except he had the fucking tattoos.
Well, and him being shirtless, and how he acted in the movie too, dude. I mean, the whole thing for me.
I know how.
Yeah, I know you're going off the look, but like how he acted in that movie was terrible. It wasn't how the Joker would act. But anyway,
where's that meme? Oh, go ahead. That meme where he's like, that meme where he's gonna who's have like SpongeBob or somebody staring out the window, and it says when Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix wins Academy Awards for the Joker, like Jared Leto's up, staring at him.
Yeah, but yeah, that's that. I don't want to go into too much more. I mean, I could talk about it a little bit more, but I'm not going to. That was my opinion on the movie. I wouldn't recommend going to see it. I wouldn't even recommend seeing it for free on TV when it comes out. So there you go.
Right. I haven't seen it yet. Of course, I mean, I wasn't a fan of the Suicide Squad movie. I thought that movie was it was like the same storyline, just they repeated it 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we got to go rescue these people, and then they get there, and then now this plane has crashed. Now we got to go rescue this. You know what I'm saying? It was the same thing over and over again. So I just had a problem with that. So I don't know if I'll be watching this movie or not.
Well,
Maybe when it comes out, like I'm not gonna go to the theater and watch it, obviously.
Well, I will say this: the Birds of Prey do not actually get mentioned or show up until like the last part of the movie. Like they're sprinkled through the movie, but they're not announced as the Birds of Prey until like the last 10 minutes of the movie.
Right.
So it's a Harley Quinn movie. That's what it is.
Right. All right. So, that was a fun first segment.
Yeah.
For the first time for that segment there.
They're like, we don't want to hear this guy anymore. Like,
The episode just turns into the Harley Quinn episode.
Yeah. Hopefully someone else can see something else better next week.
Yes, hopefully, yes.
It'll help out a little bit there.
Is there even good movies coming out this? Any movies? Any movie news you guys got? Anything?
I don't think I have any. I don't have any news.
Well, I am interested because it did win Oscars and everything. I am interested in Parasite. I want to know what the whole thing is about. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, that guy is awesome. Bong Joon-ho, great fucking director. Snowpiercer, excellent movie.
Oh yeah, badass.
Memories
I
of
love that.
Murder, awesome movie. The Host, great creature feature film. It's really good. And his next movie is going to be an action horror. It's going to be set in Korea. And then he's making a English American movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, don't know what kind it's going to be because he didn't give details about that. But yeah, that action horror movie's got me excited because he's a fantastic director.
Yeah, I need to see
Mr. Poe,
that.
you were talking about before we started recording that Robert Englund has a new show coming out.
Yeah, I need. Oh shit, I forgot to look up what the name is, but it's going to be on the Travel Channel. Yeah,
we need an in-studio producer that can look up all the stuff for us.
Called Robert Englund Goes Into Your Dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he said he's ready for another one.
Yeah, I saw Elijah Wood is like wanting him to do it, and I don't know if Elijah Wood's like going to produce it or something.
Oh, what's his
No, I
production
think he
company's
said.
name?
I think he said he wanted to do a Nightmare on Elm Street without Freddy Krueger in it. Is what he said.
Okay.
Without Freddy Krueger?
How the fuck are you going to do that?
Oh, so he wants him to do like he's the Springwood slasher.
No, he wants to do a different. So, like, when I read that, I was like, okay, that kind of doesn't make sense. But then someone else mentioned, well, if you think about in, what was it, Freddy's Dead, there was those other, like, you had those other spirits or whatever that were, so that, you could possibly have someone else that's also offered, you know what I'm saying? Offered to come back to Earth or whatever through those spirits. I don't know, something like that.
You mean the flaming sperm that flew around him?
Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, the show is called True Terror. It'll be on the Travel Channel.
So it's like a like a paranormal type show, or is it?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole article. I just need to
I'm
find
sorry,
the
I
name
brought
of
it
it.
up then.
We're going downhill, folks. These
And
guys don't know
is-
shit.
Yeah.
Our last episode.
Thank you. This is it. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you later.
We'll be back next week with a totally different show.
The bandy just shouted out, "What the fuck?" He just shouted us out. What? That's it.
All right, so somewhere in the near future, Robert Englund has a new show on the Travel Channel, and that's all we know.
I think he goes
Yeah.
to like other countries or something. I think
He goes all over the
saw a
place.
commercial for it.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably going to be like the other shows they have, like the all of
It's
the
Robert Englund
2 million
killing
Josh
everybody.
Gates.
He's trying to be the real Freddy.
Josh Gates has like 35 episodes on there, or shows on there, where it's all the Destination Unknown and stuff like that. So
Haunted Ship.
yeah, It'd probably be something like that.
It's just it looks like, just quickly reading through it, it looks like he's just going to be talking about different places and like some weird scary stories that go with it.
Yeah, just like
So,
the Josh Gates show.
Yeah, America's history in America's history.
Yeah, that's
So.
all the Travel Channel is now. So yeah, good luck to Robert Ing on that one. I don't think I'll be watching it, but
I'll check it out.
I don't know.
I don't watch the Travel Channel. I don't have cable.
I don't think anybody has cable anymore, but I'll try to find it somewhere and I'll try to watch an episode or two and give a little bit of my opinion.
All right, so this week we watched a film that was previously a Tales from Tubi pick, but now we're gonna talk about it as our main feature here. This is from 2016. The movie's called Plank Face. A horrifying struggle takes place after a man is captured by a feral family deep in the woods who want to make him like their own, like it or not. Mr. Poe, what'd you think of Plank Face?
I loved it. It was great. It seems like it's starting off in a familiar place, like every horror movie, and then it just takes a different turn, and I loved it. So,
Billy, what's your initial thoughts on it?
I didn't really like it that much.
Did you not? I didn't think you would. For some reason, I thought.
No,
I don't think
I mean, I admire these people doing what they want to do. You know, make horror movies. Call me a movie snob. I just couldn't get into it. Some of the decisions and like the characters made, I was like, what the fuck? Why? Like, the guy had plenty of chances to get the fuck out of there. I don't care what those women did to me. There's no way I'm joining you. There's no way I'm not taking a shower. There's no way I'm not eating. What the fuck was in that? What were they eating? Like meat? I don't know what they were eating. I'm like, fuck that. I don't think so. And I don't know how he started talking like him. I was like, did she teach you? You guys just saying gibberish. You're like, yeah, you're right. I mean, there were some decent gore effects, and I liked the music, like the score. But I really couldn't stand like the characters. And the acting, I'm not sure. Those girl wearing the rabbit mask and the other chick, they were annoying me throughout the whole movie. I was like, what are they doing? I don't know. I didn't really care much for it. But I mean, I understand the people's passion and I admire that, but it just wasn't for me.
Well, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really good. And I'm going to bring up another thing too is what surprises me about you not liking it is as far as even as far as it's just like independent horror movies or horror movies in general, like this was like original, right? It wasn't like a remake. It wasn't like just a normal throwback to the slasher in the woods or whatever. So I was kind of surprised that you wouldn't mention that part of it.
I mean, the mask reminded me of y'all ever seen that movie Cub?
Cub?
No.
Yeah, it came out. I don't know. It came out maybe. I don't know if it came out in 2016 or a little bit before. I think it came out a little bit before that. But the mask he was wearing looks exactly like it, except they had two holes, like two eye holes instead of just one in the other one. I mean, yeah, it was different. I just, like I said, the way the actors, I didn't like the acting that much. That's what really kind of bothered me. And like I said, some of the decisions the characters made. I thought some of the scenes they could have went without. Like the girls playing and then randomly washing the mask, like they were like chasing each other. Like they could have went. You didn't need that. I don't think. So I'm the only one that didn't like it.
Yes, as always.
No, I mean, and that's your opinion on it. I mean,
Yeah.
we all got different ones. I mean, I just, like Carey said, it's original. That it's not the same old, and that's what I really liked about it. Like in the beginning, you think you're gonna be okay, two people are gonna be getting it on, okay, and there's gonna be a killer, okay, and all this, but then it takes a different path with it. It turns into a whole nother different kind of movie. That's what I thought was neat about it.
Yeah, see, when I first watched it, the first time, I just kept thinking, okay, so this is like almost like an origin story of the slasher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like if.
I mean, that's what I thought too.
Kind of if it'd be like if you would think if they were to do like a prequel of, any other slasher, this would be it, right? I mean, obviously it's a different origin story than what we get from other, like when you were the Friday 13th. It's just, he drowned when he was a kid. Now he's back because to avenge his mother's death. That's a little bit different. But to me, that's what this felt like the first time I watched it was. It's just like the origin story of the slasher. That's the way it kind of ends.
I can see that.
I thought it was going to be like him. I don't know. I thought maybe he was going to get like possessed or something. And that's why. And then I thought like the last bit of the movie was him like killing people. I was like, what is this going to be? Like the whole movie's going to be in the house, and then the last 20, 30 minutes he's going to be killing some people.
Well, see, that's what's cool about those. You don't, what I'm saying, like that, the way it ends, where you don't see him out, killing a bunch of people. That would be the next movie or whatever. Where so this is, this movie ends with that. Ends with that story, and the rest of it is, just kind of up to you what you think the rest of it would be.
That guy they captured, did he eat his testicles?
Yes, I believe he did.
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't the only testicles he ate in this movie, I don't think, was it? Did he eat some other buddy? Like, he ate some testicles. I don't know. Yeah, he ate that guy's.
Yeah.
He ate the guy that was the former killer. He ate his balls, too.
What was
I was like, no fucking way. I won't eat some guy's balls. You go and fucking kill me.
Going back to, with you saying, like, I wouldn't, I don't care what these ladies did to me. I'm not going to, join them or whatever.
I think he stayed because he was getting laid every day.
Well, that could have been it, too. But, like,
not one, but both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, all three of them. But
whenever she gave him the most violent hand job
yeah.
I have ever seen in my life. I thought she was going to rip it off. She's like, "Ha hoo taga," and he was like screaming in pain. He was like, "Ah, ah."
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So like as far as like the how much time has passed, because obviously when they first bring him there, they nail his foot to the floor, right?
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't know how long he's there and how much, because eventually you're going to give in, right? What's it called? The shit.
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, Stockholm.
Is that it? Stockholm syndrome? Yeah, something like that.
I think so.
Yeah, so I think that would eventually set in to where he would, what I'm saying, and he's just around these three women this whole time, and they're, like I said, they're feeding him and, fucking him, and and I think eventually you would just, accept the fact that you're the new Plank Face. Which another question too is when they put the mask on him, like it almost sounded like it was because when she took it off the other guy after he died, it seemed like she had to like really pull it off there. When they put it on him, it almost sounded like it was, I don't know, they like heat it up and like melt it to his face.
It's like tar.
They put tar on or something.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, but I think eventually you would give in and just accept that you're not.
I pretend to give in and then strike.
Would you?
When the moment was right.
Right during the violent hand job, hit her over the head.
Yeah.
No, I like.
Plus, you got to think too. Like even at the beginning of the film, like so, whenever we after our initial couple, because we had this couple who are having
Oh.
sex on the hood of a car. She
took his time. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
what?
No, I thought you were talking about the other scene.
No,
ahead.
it was the beginning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whenever, so like
Oh.
they're having sex on the hood of the car, and that's whenever our first the original plank face shows up. Well, he ends up getting stabbed by the girl. She stabs him a couple times. And that's what eventually
Why didn't
that's
she
for
keep
him.
on stabbing him?
I don't know. I mean, I've never been. I've never
I
been in
like
that
slit his
situation.
belly open. I want to think that I would keep on stabbing me or you.
But yeah, so like when we meet our next, our main character and his girlfriend, he gets attacked. He's witnessing her, being raped.
He took his fucking time.
And then he rapes
He took his time. Yeah, he took
rapes
his
a guy
time
with
to
a
get.
knife.
Oh, dude. But he took his time. Like she's screaming, he's like, "Well, I got some time." And he's just sitting there.
Well, he was being sneaky. He had to sneak up.
Yeah, he had to sneak up on
that
her.
rock.
Yeah.
I would have fucking kicked him right in the fucking face.
Well, I think what he done was worse though. He took a knife and shoved up his ass.
Yeah, he did.
I wouldn't have said the story. I'd let him suffer, bleed out. I'd be like, I'd have stuck it all the way in there and then kicked it. Like, yeah! And then let him suffer. Because that's the worst type of death right there.
What,
Yeah,
having a
piece of
knife?
shit.
Having a knife up your rectum?
Yeah, not getting your neck slit. Just want you to suffer. You deserve it, piece of shit.
Right.
I just appreciate the psychological part of it. I like when movies do that. Because you're right, he does.
So that's what I'm
he
saying.
does
So from the
kind of
beginning, he's already, what I'm saying. So, now you wake up and you're in a cabin somewhere and they've nailed your foot to the floor.
Well, and
you're not going to be the strongest character at this point.
Yeah, and when they were trying to advance on him, he's like, "Get away!" He's trying to fight him off and stuff. And I mean, it's kind of like it makes you wonder with the first guy. I mean, did they break him too? Like they broke his will, and then that's when they start, having sex on the rig, and he's actually participating, not just like laying there, and he just finally
Maybe he was
accepts
the
where he's at.
he was the father. Maybe he was the father.
You talking about the first guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe he was, because I think that's even how he's credited was something dad. I think I had like dad or something in the name. Let me look real quick. Old Daddy is how he was.
Daddy.
Yeah. That's
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I don't know if he was there. I don't know if he was there. The parents.
He was their daddy.
Was he?
Well, and that's the cool thing. You don't really know.
You don't need to know. I mean,
you don't really need to know, but it gives you a chance to use your imagination a little bit,
Right. Well, another part of our main character too is we kind of we learn just from a little line at the beginning that I guess he is fresh out of prison, so he may be having other kind of issues going on also. I don't know what he was in prison for, but
Same thing you did to that guy. He stuck a knife at someone's butt.
Probably.
But the cinematography in it, I did like
the first
too.
time. The cinematography. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. No, it was shot a lot better than I expected.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, when you think of low budget independent horror movies, you're thinking it's going to have that shot on
shoddy camera. Yeah, shoddy camera work.
No, yeah, it's just like, or just has that raw shot on digital look that we used to call it the home video look because it it looked like it was shot on home video. It doesn't have a process, but this movie had like a processed look to it. And what I'm saying, it just didn't have a hey, we just shot this on an iPhone look. You know what I'm saying?
Aren't they like a decently well established indie production company? Are they called like Dark Harvest or something? Is that who it is or something? Is that their name?
Yeah, that's another. Harvest Lake was the other one they did.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll look and see what
Oh.
I'm not sure what their production company is called. It is.
Maybe it's the movie I'm thinking of. I don't know. I thought their production was like Dark Harvest or something. Maybe it was a movie or Harvest Lake or something.
Yeah, Harvest Lake is a movie. Yeah, I'm not sure what the. So I can't find the. Oh, here we go. Bandit Motion Pictures is one of the
Oh,
production
Bandit.
companies.
Okay.
And Arrow Media Services, I guess, is another company has something to do with it.
Oh.
But yeah, I've seen several of and I know I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but the guy that directed Scott Shermer, I think is how you pronounce his name. I've seen several of his movies and I've liked all of them. I think he does a really good job. He's got like I said, he's not out there just making like, you know, another like Slasher of the Woods movies or anything like that. He's definitely got some original ideas going.
Which is always good. I mean, that's what you want. You know, with how things are nowadays, you don't get that. You get the same old.
Yeah, you get reboots and remakes and
characters that are kind of a carbon copy.
Yeah. But then you get something like Plagueface, which is
it's totally different.
Yeah, completely different. You haven't seen anything like it. And the special effects, I mean, there wasn't a lot of this movie didn't have a lot of gore in it. But the few scenes they had, the special effects were really good.
It looked like they were really fucking in that movie.
They may have been, I don't know.
I mean, it's in, they get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, when he escapes the first time, or before, when he gets, it's before he got his foot nailed to the floor.
Oh, when he just like cuts his ropes off and runs out.
Yeah, when he meets the woman, did she speak English? Didn't she say, "I'll blow your head off"? Or something? Or am I mistaken?
I don't remember.
Did she say, "I'll blow your head off" or something? And then after that, she just spoke gibberish.
I don't remember what she said at the beginning there.
Or maybe I'm thinking, I want to say she said, "I'll blow your head off" or something. Maybe that was the only words she knew. Blow head off.
Well, I noticed, I may have noticed it. I think I noticed it the first time I watched it. And then I was kind of had it in the back of my head to pay more attention to it the second time I watched it. But then I'm not for sure if I saw it or not. But whenever she's like, I guess she's starting to show him, she shows him like the picture of him and his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives him like that money, and he's burning the stuff. So he's basically like throwing away, okay, I'm getting rid of my old life. I'm pretty sure when she shows him, like, I think it was his driver's license. Pretty sure they were I'm pretty sure they were West Virginia driver's license. But I'm not for sure because I forgot to like really focus on it the second time I watched it.
It didn't say where the location was at either, did it?
No, it didn't.
Well, maybe that's where it was.
Maybe it was. I'm pretty sure these people live in. I'm pretty sure these people live in Georgia though. But like I said, I'm pretty sure his driver's license was pretty sure it had the West Virginia state on it.
Maybe West Virginia's probably cheap to shoot in. I bet.
I don't know. They didn't film Mothman here.
They filmed that
Pittsburgh
Marshall film. We Are Marshall.
Well, just the scenes at Marshall. Everything else was shot somewhere else.
They're like, yeah, we don't like the look of your state. We'll use this one shot and then shoot in New York.
Yeah. We know this movie's about your state, but we're going to film it in Canada.
Yeah, we're going to film this
with a lot of movies and TV shows.
We're going to film this in Mexico. I know this is West Virginia, but we're going to film this in the Amazon.
There you go. What was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about now.
Oh, are you talking about the West Virginia driver's license?
Well, even before that, I was talking about the something else. I don't remember what it was now.
Oh, sorry.
We got off track.
Off the Track podcast.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say now.
All right. So
Completely forgot.
I want to go ahead and I want what y'all are going to rate this movie. What would y'all rate this movie? Out of 10, or out of pretty goods?
Carey?
I will give it. I would give this one. I would give this one.
I don't know.
I would give this movie.
Thank you for listening.
I would give this movie a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Mr. Poe?
Yeah, I you know, I'm gonna give it a 7 as well. I mean, just for the story, the camera work, it's not a bad movie. I wasn't bored. I didn't tune out. I was actually, interested in what the hell was going on. Yeah, 7. I think that's a fair rating for this.
Billy, what do you give it?
I'll give it a 3.
3. Ouch.
Ooh.
I know. I just, like I said, I guess I'm kind of a movie snob. I don't know. I mean, I like some indie stuff. I mean, there's, I'm really picky when it comes to indie stuff that I like. Very judgmental, if you would say.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, that's your rating. I mean, it's not everybody's gonna like everything.
Yeah.
That's the hard part about it.
If we all had the same taste, nothing would be interesting.
Exactly. But why did you give it a 3? I'm just wondering. Like, what?
I had, like I said, I had trouble kind of watching it. I'd pause it and go to the bathroom or whatever. Because they were just pissing me off like his. I'm like, dude, you need to get the fuck out of there. It's like, look, you could have strangled her right there. You didn't. But I did like the gore effects that it had, and the score, the music, and like I said, it was pretty well shot. Other than that, I didn't really care much for.
Carey, are you okay?
Carey's
Oh
like,
yeah, no.
I'm going to kill Billy.
No, I knew when the first time I watched it, I was like, if we ever talk about this movie, I was like, Billy's not gonna like this movie.
Yeah, everybody's got their their opinion about things, but also it's the what grabs them,
That's right.
and it didn't grab them in a certain way. And
All right, so Billy, where can they find you on the internet?
They can find me at Bass Talk Wizard on Twitter, and I think same thing on Slasher app, I believe.
All right, Mr. Poe, where can they find you on the internet?
they can find me on the Slasher app at They Call Me Mr. Poe. And you can also find me on B Movie TV, the Sci-Fi Sideshow, 8 o'clock, Sundays.
And what about this weekend? Where can they find you at?
I'll be at the Cult Classic Convention in Bastrop, Texas, and I'll be doing some live streaming from there. And, have some cool pictures to take to share with all of our lovely, awesome Facebook followers, which we're at 113 now.
Yay.
So yeah, I want a big thank you to all of them, everybody that's on there. And still a big, awesome thank you to Whitney Causey Benson for coming out over here and talking to us.
Yeah, that was a good
on our
episode.
last episode. She was just awesome. So, and
Yeah,
I wish them nothing but the best for Red Summer Massacre.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
ahead, sorry. I had to get it out.
Yeah, no, they were fully funded within 2 days, I think.
Oh, wow. Well, they had such awesome perks to go. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know how they come up with these ideas, man. It's just nuts.
yeah, 2 days and they were fully funded. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still donate. You can still go over there and throw some money in there because they're doing what are they called? Stretch goals now or something like that?
They're doing the stretch goals. If they get to 200% funded, we'll get a Red Summer Massacre too.
Right.
So let's get them funds up.
Yeah, and then also Bloody Summer Camp. They still have some days left.
Yes, they do.
Like,
Bloody Summer
Like last
Camp
time I
also.
checked, they were 80. They were like 80% or something funded. So
Yeah, they had a minor setback, but they're kicking ass over there. They're coming back, and there was a Facebook video of Felissa Rose, and she was promoting it. So, yeah, they're doing awesome work over there, man. A lot of cool independent stuff coming our way for 2020. Can't wait to see it. So.
Me too. All right. Well, don't forget that also you can come see us this August 21st to 22nd at the Fairfest, West Virginia, in Pipestem, West Virginia. We will be there. We're going to have stuff to sell. Come by and watch us peddle our wares and buy a T-shirt.
And maybe our bodies.
Yes.
And happy endings. $10 happy endings.
Yes.
And you can find me and Carey at your local Walmart.
Yes. All right. Until next week, we will continue to watch the good, the bad, and the cheaply
They're
done.
coming to get you, Barbara.
It has been established that persons who have recently